All concerned, the priest and the girl's mother, decided she should be brought here to the Miami Children's Hospital for further analysis and treatment through a more conventional approach to mental problems. Confinement for 2 weeks in the psychiatric unit. Did she seem to be in better condition when she arrived a year and several months later?
Yes, in that she was still distorting reality, but not to the degree that she had previously, and although agitated, again, not to the degree that she had been previously. She gradually responded to a combination of medication and various psychotherapies.
What medication is she on now? Can you...
Currently, she's on haloperidol, which is an antipsychotic medication.
Haloperidol is a strong tranquilizer, which Gina continued to take after her release from the hospital.
Is that a measure of failure or success as far as the exorcism is concerned? Are drugs a part of the treatment?
Actually, it has nothing to do with it. The drugs treat the natural aspect of things, which help control her, basic physical characteristics to allow her to begin to learn and such. But the one thing that I believe she has said consistently, those voices, those animals don't bother me anymore. And that's whether or not she's had any drugs.
And the exorcism, could that have contributed to her well-being?
I would doubt it, personally.
Well, the good effect, obviously, would be if she were possessed, that the possession would be terminated. But even if she's not possessed, if she believes that exorcism is going to be helpful, in all probability, it will.
We have waited 2 months to observe any long-term effects. While still on medication, Gina's just come home from her first days back at school.
I feel much better, thanks to God that He liberated me from evil, and I had a lot of bad things happen to me in the beginning, but I'm much better now, and I'm very happy now. I feel free.
Now, as you can see, she's very lucid. She stays in the here and now. I mean, we can talk to her, we can reason with her. You can start to impose some behavioral techniques on her. She's on the road to leading a normal life, whereas before she didn't have a chance.
Were you frightened during your experience with Father A?
After I got to know him and he has prayed for me, I was not frightened.
You remember pain?
Oh, it's just that he was praying for me and everything. He just pressed the cross a little too hard on my top of my head because it hurt. It was just too tight. But I know it was pain in other ways too, because those evil spirits were there and they had to leave that day, and I'm very happy now.
Lord Jesus Christ, you said to your apostles, I leave you peace, my peace I give you.
Father Labar continues his public role as a priest in a small church, while privately he investigates cases he considers as those of possible demonic possession. Father A believes that with each ritual, something dies inside him. He spends lonely days and sleepless nights, tormented from having incurred the direct displeasure of pure hatred. This, he says, is the price the exorcist pays.
It's the devil himself trying to weaken and destroy me.
Why do this?
She has a right to a normal life like you and I. And she's turned to the church asking for help. And if you heard the cry that she and her mother have made, you would respond in the same way.
That is extraordinary. We should point out that Tom Jarrell is on assignment overseas, and that's why he's not with us right now. But we do, I think, Hugh, don't you want to thank the Catholic Church and Gina and her family for being so courageous as to allow our cameras in. It's somewhat the conflict that's gone on for centuries between science and religion. Gina is spiritually feeling better. On the other hand, scientists may say, well, yes, but she's on strong tranquilizers and she is in therapy, but the spiritual and the scientific can go together.
I think they can, and I tend to be skeptical about these things, but I know here we're dealing with mature, responsible people who have a tradition that goes back a long ways and a ritual that the church has used to advantage. And I think the psychological aspect does have to be cranked in because belief is part of the mix. Belief on the part of the girl and on the part of the priests performing the ceremony. And as we said, the bottom line is that she's better for whatever reason.
This certainly isn't for everyone.
No, not for everyone.
Well, I think it was for all of us a most amazing experience to view it.
Well, next on 2020, something to say the least very different.